Let's talk about new work. During this part of the lesson, we introduce the new skill or concept, which is usually a new letter sound, or it could be something about syllables or a spelling guide. We use guided discovery in new work. What is guided discovery? Guided discovery is an approach to teach new concepts by allowing the learner to discover the new skill themselves. So we ask specific questions and provide examples so that they can discover for themselves what we're teaching in this lesson. In our guided discovery, we start with the auditory section where learners listen to and repeat words. So, for example, we might ask them to say 3 words and then identify what sound is in all 3. So, apple, at, ask. What you hear in all those, you hear ah. Next is the visual section. In the visual section, they read the words. Let's look at a learner sheet to see an example. So here are those words printed on the learner sheet that you could print out for a learner or that they could look at online. And so they look at the words and now they can see, well, what letter or groups of letters is it that make that sound? In this case, they'll see, oh, it's A. A says ah. Then we'll get them to do some kinesthetic activity here. Usually they would underline the letter or letters that makes the sound, and or they could highlight it, or if it's something to do with syllable division, then they would show the different parts of the syllable by scooping, something like that. For each new skill, we also have a poster, a colorful, simple poster where the new sound, the new letter sound is highlighted, and hopefully it will stay in their memory. It'll be a cue that they can use to remember this, and you can print this out if you want, and we also have a link to it online. So the next visual element is the new card. You see here, this is a vowel. Vowels are pink. We practice how do you say the new card. So it's going to come up in their card deck next time, and it will keep coming up in future lessons. So when they see this card, they're going to say a, apple, a. The next part of new work is the kinesthetic piece, which is to say that we use movement to help remember the sound. So, for example, take 2 fingers and you could air write the new letter sound. So, a, apple, a, and you do that 3 times. Another way that you can do it, still using your 2 fingers, you can do it on the table, do it on the wall, depending on how creative you want it to get. If you have some other sensory objects around, you could use a piece of felt, you could use a piece of foam if you want it, a, apple, a. Our rule of thumb is to do it 3 ways, 3 times. You could also simply write it on paper or print it on paper or use cursive. Another thing that you can do that research shows helps to really imprint it is to close your eyes. So you can print it on paper with your eyes closed or in the air or on the table. You're not going to really worry about the format of the letter because your eyes are closed, but that helps reinforce it. So this is really a multi-sensory part of the lesson. So when you're going a, apple, a, you are saying it. You can hear yourself say it. You can see yourself do it. You can feel your movement and the kinesthetic part and the tactile part. You can feel the surface that you're on. So that's like practicing it 7 times at once. So 3 times, 3 ways. The last part of new work is the mini blending drill. So this is like the blending practice that you do second in the lesson right after the card deck in order to review sounds and how to blend them. We just do a couple of new blends with 3 cards, but we include the new card so that the learner will know how that new card is going to fit into the blending drill. So that's the new work.